It feels so good to be back, doesn't it? I cannot tell you how excited I am to be back on this stage. It has literally been a year and a half. Doesn't that sound crazy? A year and a half since we put on a show here. And I cannot tell you how much I've missed this place and your children. So it feels great to be in the same room with them and to see them and to be having fun again. So I hope you enjoy the show. I just want to explain a little bit about how this year came to play. So when we were told we could do the play, I wanted to keep it small for social distancing purposes, but I still wanted to give kids a chance to perform. So one of my favorite shows is called Jerry Finnegan's Sister, and it only has 2 kids in it, and I always wanted to perform it, but I never wanted to leave a bunch of kids out. This seemed like the good year to do it, because I'm like, I can keep them 6 feet apart the whole time, because there's only 2 of them. But I still had a lot of freshmen and sophomores audition, and I still wanted to give kids an opportunity to perform. So I thought, monologues. It gives them a chance. I'm not worrying about keeping them apart from other kids, and they just get to be part of the experience. So the way tonight's gonna work is you are gonna see a couple of the monologues for kids that were able to come in person. And then you will see the first act of the show. We do have 4 kids that were part of the fall play experience, but they chose to be remote. So we had them video their performance so they could still be a part of the production. So what you'll do is you'll get to see, God, these masks don't stay on, do they? You get to see their performance recorded. And that made me really happy because it was a way to win-win, right? Kids got to be in person, but kids at home didn't feel like they were left out. So I hope you're excited because I feel like we have put together a show that's maybe not normal for us, but it was still really fun and still an awesome experience. I do want to introduce my assistant director, Miss Ferreira, who is actually a former student of mine. Like my first year here, she was with me for 4 years. I should just not use this. She was with me for 4 years, and then she went out, graduated from college, and came back to help me. And when we decided we were going to do 2 different shows, there was no way that I could direct one and be on Zoom with the other kids at the same time. So she directed all the monologues you're going to see tonight. So I definitely want you to give her a huge round of applause because tonight would have never happened without her. So I'm going to let her get the show started. So let's give a warm welcome to Ms. Ferreira.
Hello everyone, my name is Vivian. I am an Eisenhower alumni. I graduated in 2015. During my experience here at Eisenhower, I was also part of the drama club and fall play. So since graduating, I've really enjoyed coming back and kind of giving back and helping out Ms. Kledzik to the community that really helped shape me to become who I am as a person. So now I'm here helping these kids kind of find a community and a space where they can feel comfortable making art as well. So it is my pleasure to introduce these students here today to you and welcome them to the stage for the first time this year. So without further ado, our first performer is a sophomore. He was supposed to make his debut last year in Newsies before it was canceled, but luckily for us, we now get to experience his theatrical debut today on this stage. Please welcome Alex Rodriguez performing The Puppy Room.
Convicted murderers. Lock them away, but with puppies? It sounds crazy, but I can engineer a lifelike robo-puppy. Fill a room with my puppies, put a gangbanger in there. My puppies will pounce, lick, nuzzle, target ticklish spots. They can't kill my puppies. My puppies are indestructible. Imagine a gangbanger. At sentencing, today judge says, we're going to put you in a cell with more gangbangers. But what if judge could say, put him in the puppy room? Well, at first the gangbanger might say, no, please, no, not the puppy room, not the puppy room. But over time, with unkillable furry cuteness, their gangbangy ways will be overpowered by love. I have a dream. I have a dream of invincible robo-puppies. Lend me your support, and together we will fight humanity out of the darkness with puppies.
Thank you, Alex. And you can also see Alex back on this stage this spring in our upcoming musical, Catch Me If You Can. So our next performer is a freshman. She is new to our department, but definitely not new to the performing arts here at Eisenhower, since she is the fourth of her family to be on this stage and share her art with us. It's been a pleasure to work with her, to have another member of the Martinez clan. And it's just like an endless cycle of talent that we keep getting from this family. It's awesome. But I welcome Liliana Martinez performing Dying to Be Thin.
I've been thin all my life, but not the, wow, you're so thin, do you even need thin? I was always the accepted thin, where no one would even take a glance at me, you know? I always wanted to walk into a room and be the eye catcher because of how thin I could be. I wanted to be so thin that I wanted my cheekbones to look like they were stabbing through my skin, or my ribs begging for more room to grow. But that would be fatal, so that's super unrealistic. Some nights before going to bed, I would stand in front of my body length mirror and just poke and grab at my fat. See, I know all about the eating disorders, but I was never diagnosed. I still never understood why my relationship with food was sort of my friend's relationship with food. I thought it was normal to be scared around food. Every time I step onto a scale, I felt like the numbers are going to explode off the screen onto my face, screaming at me to get off. I always hated physicals because then I would know how much it actually weighed. I remember at one time, I became obsessed with numbers. I started counting calories, weighing myself all the time, and so on. It became annoying and time-consuming. I didn't stop. I simply just took a break. Instead of writing down all the numbers, I downloaded multiple calorie counting apps and fasting apps. I've been slacking really bad about recording when I was eating, mainly because I have a life and responsibilities. So I would just count the calories in my head before I ate. I also compare myself to other girls a lot, by how they look, how pretty they are, how skinny they are, and if they are skinnier than me, it ruins my self-confidence and self-esteem. I've been doing it all my life. It's not a great trait to have. Being a skinny girl in today's society gives you so much more privilege, no matter what race or gender you are. So I thought, if I was skinny enough, I would be accepted and people would actually like me. However, I know not everyone will like me, but at the time it made sense. Although I'm nowhere near perfect, I still have a lot of work to do. Most of the stuff I talked about today, I still do. I wish that every girl like me could easily just start to love themselves, and one day I hope to wake up and not think about my weight, or calories, or what everyone else thinks, is just simply love being me, you know?
Thank you, Lily. And you can also see Lily in this upcoming spring in our musical, Catch Me If You Can. So I also wanted to take a moment right now to point out that a lot of our cast this year are freshmen, and in a virtual world, it was really hard for a lot of freshmen to join clubs or become a part of activities, especially not knowing what that club or activity might be like. You really don't know what you're getting yourself into, especially this year where everything was remote and we had a lot of back and forth with, yes, we can do the play, no, we can't, yes, we can do it, but it's limited. And throughout that entire experience, not one person quit. Not one person left the program. Everyone who auditioned and stuck through with us throughout the whole year. So a round of applause to all of our cast for not leaving us and sticking with us. Thank you. We really do appreciate all of the work and dedication that they put into everything from the beginning where we thought it'd be the fall play to now where we have monologues to work with. So speaking of freshmen, our next performer is new to our drama department as well. And this is her acting debut on our stage, so please welcome Jasmine Sierra performing The Receptionist.
Nancy Nelson, nice to meet you. The P stands for Penelope. It was my mother's name. Everyone calls me Nancy though, I'm not really sure why. Well, Mr. Rupert will be with you shortly, so why don't you just take a seat on your hun? Oh no, not there! Sorry, it's just Mr. Rupert sits at that table for his lunch break, and trust me, you don't want to be anywhere near there. Yeah, Mr. Rupert can be very intimidating. You don't want to do anything, even accidentally, that could ruin your chances of working here. Oh, how about this armchair right here? Yeah, the velvet really complements your skin. Your eyes. I remember my eyes were that bright. You look a little nervous here. You okay? Here, I have just a thing. A nice cup of tea. It's only decaf. Sorry, but it's all we have. Here you go. Yeah, I always found a nice cup of tea to settle my nerves. You know, when I married my first husband, Charlie, I was so nervous, I was practically shaking as I was walking down the aisle. Oh, Charlie. He died exactly 2 months after the wedding. Mysterious heart attack, you know? Well, I just married Charlie's brother after that. He was the richer one anyway. Are you married, dear? No! You better hurry up with that. You only have a few years left until you turn into a prune. And then no good man will want you. Take it from me. Charlie's brother died of a heart attack too. Must have run in the family or something. But I haven't been able to find another husband since. And he left me with no fortune at all. Turns out he has some sort of gambling problem. That's why I had to take this job. What's it like? Well, working for Mr. Rupert has its moments. For one thing, he's quite particular. He's obsessed with colors, and if you show up to work wearing a color he doesn't like, that'll just put him in a lousy mood all day. I usually stick to browns. That seems to suit him. Oh, and he has these ideas. He calls them his big ideas. They're insane, but you have to agree with them no matter what. Oh yeah, Mr. Rupert, that's an amazing idea. Def should write that one down. He shouldn't write any of them down. But other than that, it's a pretty decent place to work. If you're done with the TD, you can just set it down on my desk. And feel free to take a few peppermints too. I saw you eyeing those. Oh, I think Mr. Rupert's ready to see you now. Yeah, third door on the left. That's not the third. Where are you going? Mr. Rupert, we'll see you now.
Thank you, Jasmine. Our next performer is another freshman brand new to our drama department. She started off the fall play at the beginning when we were going to do this is a test with just a small speaking role. And this is the great thing about these monologues. It gave all of these students a chance to really have a longer moment and to grow as performers. So without further ado, I present to you Idali Martinez performing Crazy Glue.
Allison? Oh God, it's me. It's Linda. I glued my hand to my cheek. I'm walking around the house and I've tried everything. I can't get it off. It's like I glued myself to myself. I was fixing the chair that my Aunt Fran sat in, you know, the one that she broke with her fat. The wooden one. My grandmother gave me that chair, so I decided to fix it. I was gluing the entire bottom half of the seat with glue because I noticed these cracks, these small cracks, and I figured, why not just glue the entire bottom half with glue so it will be stronger and last longer? But then the chair fell apart and it landed on my cheek and I put my hand in front of my face to protect myself. And what am I gonna do? I'm walking around the house and I've tried everything. I've tried soap, detergent, Windex, Febreze, Pine Sol, Pledge, God knows what else. And my skin looks swollen. Every time I try to put my hand on it feels like my skin wants to come off. And my eye is burning. And I think I'm going blind now because I'm beginning to see blurry. What am I gonna do? Allison? Allison, are you there? Allison, Allison! Are you laughing at me? You're laughing at me! My hand is stuck to my face and I'm going blind and you're laughing? I know it's actually kind of funny, but I wanna laugh later, not now. Right now I just wanna get my hand off my face. I'm so scared I'm gonna have a permanent hand imprint on my face like I've been slapped for life. And I'm too embarrassed to call up the hardware store to ask someone for help. Can you call for me or come over? Please, Allison, I'm losing circulation on my arm. Will you come? Yeah? Well, thank God, Allison, please hurry.
Thank you, Idali. And concluding our live monologue performances, we have our only other sophomore who was also supposed to star in Newsies last year, but unfortunately it was canceled. But again, luckily for us, she gets to debut here tonight on our stage. So please welcome Stephanie Zaragoza performing Bitter Eulogy.
Wow, a lot of people here today. No pressure, right? They say the worst things happen to the best people, but I disagree. My father was a great man, at least to most of you. He told stories and did impressions every chance he got. I hated them. They were never accurate anyway. I mean, his impression of Daniel Day-Lewis doing Abraham Lincoln sounded more like Al Pacino. Those of you who were students knew a caring, dedicated, and hilarious teacher. Sounds like a great guy. That's too bad I never got to meet him. The man I knew was short-tempered, distant, and narcissistic. The day I found out he was gonna die, I was unfazed. That's bad, I know. Sounds like a horrible thing to say. He didn't love me. He'd ignore me when I asked questions or shared my opinions. I mean, I was his daughter. He was supposed to care. His work occupied all his time. I mean, I didn't see why it mattered so much. He was a teacher, and they were just students. I was the one who deserved his time. I was the one who deserved his love. As I watched him fade away in a hospital bed, I thought for once, just once, I'd have his undivided attention. I didn't. Even in the last days of his life, all he could think about was you. He wrote me letters. I didn't get any letter. It's selfish, really, but I deserved one. I did. I thought it was okay, though, that he'd surely change in the end. He was dying. Maybe things would be different. He'd tell me that he loved me and he'd mean it. He never did. My father was a phony and a liar, and I hated him. As he took his last breath, I cried. But I wasn't sad. I was angry. I was his daughter. I deserved a letter, didn't I? Why didn't he love me? But he's gone. You can all go on and mourn the loss of a great man. But I knew the real Albert Scott. He had you all fooled.
Look, you don't know. See, that's a problem. I'm telling you this story, and it's about me. Sort of. But it's mostly about her. This story's happening right here, right now, even as I speak. So if I took the time to go into my life's history, well, we'd be here till God retires. You know all about me, nothing about her. And you tootle home in your PT Cruiser in a state of theatrical banquets. So, today I got up and I said to myself, today is the day. Today I will make contact with Jerry Finnegan's sister, come hell or high water. I mean, there she was, right next door. There she'd been right next door for most of my life. And here I was, doing absolutely nothing about it. I had my reasons. The way she looks is one of them. Oh, wait, okay, you need them. You need to know the way she looks. This is the way she looks. As far as I'm concerned, this is the way she looked coming out of the womb. And this is the way I look. In fact, I think I look better.
coming out of the womb. Which is why I can never get anywhere with girls who look like she does. Thanks.
Sure.
Comparatively, okay, I'm not proposing. Put me in a room with about 20 other guys, and 1 or 2 are bound to make me look like Mel Gibson. But when it comes to thinking about serious necking with girls who look like... Thanks.
Sure.
Let's face it. I get the Prince Charles thanks, but no thanks award. But, okay, today I said, Brian, this is it. Breakthrough. Start spreading the news. I am going to connect with Jerry Finnegan's sister. Well, even if it costs me brain death by humiliation. What brought all this on was something Jerry said to me last night. He said, Brian, guess what? Which I hate. I hate it when Jerry Finnegan says, guess what? To me. So far in our long friendship, Jerry has said, guess what? To me 4 times. Once when my dog Snuffles got hit by the ice cream truck. Once when my brother Kevin accidentally set fire to my learner's permit. Once when my Aunt Gwen got arrested for shoplifting milk duds at a Safeway. And once again, last night, he called me at 1 minute to midnight and said, Brian, guess what? I froze. My sister is going to get married. I was speechless. So, Jerry hung up and I went to bed. Now that kind of information just has to be absorbed flat on your back. Which is why today I woke up galvanized, which hurts. And I decided that I was going to do it with words. Words. It finally occurred to me what Beth Finnegan and I could never come to terms on. See, I'd throw a word in her direction and it'd be like a fried egg on Teflon. It'd flop on her pan, sizzle there for a couple of minutes, and then slide right up. Nothing stuck. It was so frustrating. From our very first meeting, when the Finnegans moved next door, I was about 7.
Hi.
Ma! Who's that? Who? The new kid and her sister? That stinks. Why? Why can I say that? Daddy says when something stinks, it stinks, and we should say it stinks.
Hi.
No, I don't want to see it. No.
Hi.
No, Mama. Please don't make me. Oh.
Hi.
This stinks.
What stinks?
I'm gonna take a bath later
Me too.
by myself.
Me too.
We have 2 bathrooms.
Me too.
I'm 7.
Me too. But I'm 6.
I'm not gonna play with you.
Okay.
You can't make me.
Okay.
I'm not going to.
Okay. Hi.
My father sweats through 2 shirts when he jogs.
Well, my father.
And he can fit 2 of my sneakers into 1 of his.
Well, my father.
And he lets me stand on the hamper and watch him bleed when he shaves.
Well, my father.
And he says if something stinks, it stinks, and we should say it stinks.
Well, my father eats light bulbs at parties.
Doesn't he get sick?
No, but when he does it, Mother makes him sleep in the basement with the gerbils.
Words always got in my way with Beth. And the more words I learned, the more trouble I got into.
Brian!
And by the time I was 10,
Brian!
I had learned enough words to embroil me in something of a political exchange.
Brian!
What?
Can you come out?
For what?
To play.
With you?
Yeah, you always play with me.
Well, I just turned 10.
I know, I was at your party.
I'm 10 now.
So,
that's it. With girls. Playing with them. I'm not gonna do it anymore.
but you played yesterday.
Well, I was 9 yesterday.
Come on, I got my father's bowling ball at the closet. We can take it out back and drop it on Ant Hills.
Can't you understand English? I'm not gonna play with you anymore. I'm 10, you're a girl, and I'm too old. Besides, you're a publican.
I am?
My father says that your father's a publican, and that his name is Finnegan. And he says anybody with a name like Finnegan, who isn't a Democrum, is two butts short of a six-pack.
I am not a publican.
Your father is, so that makes you one too.
But why won't you play with me?
I'm 10. You're a girl. And your father's a publican.
That's why you won't bum at hills with me.
Oh, just ask Jim.
He won't play with me either.
Why not?
Because he's 10.
See?
Please.
No.
Please.
No.
Well, then I hate you.
Well, I hate you too. Publican.
Jerk face.
Publican.
Stupid head.
Publican.
Daddy!
She drove me crazy. But I had to make a point. Jerry told me that she cried for 2 hours and then she asked him to have me killed. Well, then I asked him why she didn't ask him to kill me himself. He said that Beth said that if he killed me himself, he would never get into heaven. You know, I think it's that guy from California she's gonna marry. He has this awesome car and it's Italian and it drives so low to the ground you can get into it without even using the door. I think he thinks that's supposed to be impressive. It is. Anyway, later that day, I got a call. Hello?
Hello? Is this Todd?
Todd who?
Todd Kent.
Who's Todd Kent?
Who's this?
She knew who it was. And I knew who Todd Kent was. He was this kid at school, the Sacred Heart. Todd Kent. His only serious distinction in life is that his name made him sound like Superman's dorky brother.
Oh, did I accidentally call the wrong number? I meant to call my friend Todd. You know, my friend who wants to play with me. Who'd I call by accident? Please?
Todd won't play with you.
He will too.
Not for long. He turns 10 in 2 weeks.
Oh, is this Brian Dowd?
You don't even know Todd Kent.
I do too. And his father has a bowling ball too. And we're gonna bump twice as many anthills as you and I ever did.
Didn't your publican father ever tell you it's a sin to tell a lie?
Oh, there's the doorbell now. That must be Todd.
You must think I'm a real deadhead.
And don't you be looking out the window to see if he's really here either.
Are you kidding me? What do I care if he's even there? Especially when he's not even there.
Well, just don't.
I order myself not to look. Because I know that if I look, she'll be standing there pointing and laughing and Todd Kent won't be anywhere in sight. He won't be anywhere near her doorstep. Todd Kent won't be bombing anthills with Beth Finnegan. To look is to lose. To look is to fail. To look is to die. So I look.
Loser!
It was then that I was introduced to the cruel dartboard of deception. And I've been a bullseye ever since. I didn't have anything substantial to say to Beth Finnegan for a long time after that. Not that I ever did. I think my silence was just trying to prove a point. Although mainly I think I was just trying not to get humiliated.
I know you're sitting up in your room, Brian. I could tell because the sun's out, and when you turn the page of your book, it makes a shadow for a split second. So, what are you reading? You want to know what I'm reading? In school? It's a book called Meet Your Body. Meet Your Body by Sister Mildred. It's a science book. It tells you every single solitary inch of your body and what you're supposed to do with each part and when. Todd says it's written that way, though, because it's written by a nun and figured she'd take a long way to get to the good parts. Hey, how come you talk to Jerry but you won't talk to me? Is it because I'm a girl and you're a boy? Well, do you want me to tell you how the book turns out? Brian? Fine. I'll call you when we get to the neck.
We had that pretty earlier. And all I could think about that day when she was calling up to me was Chapter 9. Then I thought about Beth. Then I thought about Beth and Chapter 9. Then I threw up. Hers continue to fail me. So, what else was new? But then I thought of one way, and only one way to impress the 11-year-old cutie who lived next door. After school one day, I'd situate myself under the bridge by the river where A, I knew she would come almost immediately on her way home from school, and B, neither my parents nor my brother would ever find me. The scenario was so vivid to me. I'd see her coming and I'd light up. She'd size me up, and for the first time, she'd recognize me as a man. After a couple of minutes, I'd offer her a cigarette. She'd accept. And turning tentatively towards each other, we'd kiss in the warm orange of the late afternoon sun. Our destinies irrevocably drawn. I knew it would happen.
See you guys tomorrow. Brian? I'm telling your father!
Beth! Don't! Beth! She did. He grounded me for a month, put my TV in the attic, and made me copy the latest Surgeon General's report 5 times in longhand. Hasn't had me one of these since. No, now it was back to words. Back to nowhere. Which drove me bananas because I think I am pretty good with words. It's just a quick call to my verbal arms of artillery and my point is made. So why couldn't I make Jerry Finnegan's sister understand that I thought she was a charming, beautiful, borderline stunning creature who should try to relate to me as a male person of some intellectual, and yes, I'll say it, sexual worth. All I had to do was come up with the right words. But then the words got in the way. Actually, other things got in the way as well.
Boys.
Boys.
I like boys a lot.
I heard her use that sentence once.
I like boys a lot.
That sentence there. It came out of her mouth to my face when I was 13 and she was 12.
I like boys a lot.
Don't say that.
Why not?
Out loud.
Why not?
Somebody will hear you.
Boys, I hope.
But you can't just say things like that. You have to think about it and then hope that the person that you're thinking about thinks back the same thing to you.
Really?
Really?
Well, wouldn't it just be easier to tell boys I like them a lot?
Oh, Beth.
That way they can think back whenever they want to think back a whole lot quicker.
That's not the way it works.
Okay, well, what if it's you?
What's me?
What if you're a boy,
We'll pretend.
and you're at a party, and you bump into a girl you like a lot,
It's been known to happen.
and she looks you right in the face and she says, I like boys a lot. What do?
What do I do?
Yeah, I mean, after you think back what you wanted to think back, what do?
I turn the other way.
Turn the other way?
Turn the other way.
A girl you like looks you right in the face and says, I like boys a lot. And you turn the other way?
Right.
Right?
Bingo.
Bingo.
On the nose.
On the nose.
On the nose.
Oh, what am I gonna do with you?
I don't know. What are you gonna do with me?
She's there. She's pretty, she's ready, she's willing, and she's able. She's telling you what you want to hear. She's telling you, I like you as much as you like me. And what do?
I turn the other way.
Brian,
What?
you are one sick puppy.
She noticed. I tell you, I can't believe she's marrying that guy. I mean, what is she? 22? I'm 23, she's 22. Now, what kind of age is that to get married at? I mean, at 22, you haven't even tasted life. You haven't even smelled the passion of adulthood. Hell, I'm 23 and I haven't even had a decent whiff of puberty yet. And that guy, what does she see in that guy that makes her want to be with him for the rest of her life? Anyway, before I could do anything about that, she turns 14 and she's a freshman and I'm a sophomore and we're together at the public high school. And for the first time, I no longer have the nuns as my allies in keeping the boys away from the girls and the schoolyard. If you catch my train of thought. Beth Finnegan, the girl next door, is fair game to each and every budding hormonal case at our school. And I tend to ease into the background.
Guys, Stanley Trzynski asked me out. I've never been out before. Well, I've been out, but I've never been out. Anyway, there's a party after the 8th grade graduation, and there were boys there. And that was sort of like being out, but it wasn't the way that Stanley Trzynski wanted to be out with me. He's the president of the Student Athletic Association, and he's 16.
A slime bag.
And he has a license.
But no leash.
And he wants to take me to showcase cinema to see the new Rocky.
Neanderthal meets Neanderthal.
So I go.
So you went.
On a date.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah, in the beginning.
In the beginning, he drives up to your house.
In his father's Camaro.
He honks the horn.
Yeah.
Doesn't even go up to the porch to meet you.
How did you know?
A classy guy.
Were you spying on me?
Doesn't even open the car door for you.
So what? How?
Then you go to the movies.
I love the movies.
And the movie starts.
You weren't following me, right?
No, I didn't. The back row? Cliche. Stanley Trzynski. A cliche. 2 + 2 Just tell me what happened.
I was so excited. I was at the movies with the boy. Well, Stanley Trzynski. He bought my ticket and even let me hold his popcorn.
And it went on to be the most wondrous, memorable evening.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Until he kissed me.
Uh-huh.
That wasn't so wondrous.
Uh-huh.
But it was memorable.
Oh, Beth, why did you let Stanley Trzynski have your first kiss?
He was there.
Oh. Beth. Well, are you gonna go out with him again?
No, I don't think so.
Great! After Stanley Trzynski, it was Martin Perlman.
Marty's a senior, president of the Future Businessmen of America. For my birthday, he got me a subscription to Fortune magazine, a roll of quarters, and a calculator. But on the way home, he told me he had the keys to his father's bank and we can fool around one of the teller babes as long as we were careful not to roll in the emergency buzzer. But I said no. So he took back the calculator and the quarters, and he left me at the station.
He left you at the station?
I was scared.
Serves you right. I could have killed him.
What?
That's what you get for going on a date with Digits Perlmutter. As much as I hate him for doing that to her, I hate myself more for laughing. But I'm just a jerky high school kid. What do you expect?
I don't think it's so funny.
Nope, it's hysterical. God, what an idiot I am.
I could have been attacked.
You have nobody to blame but yourself. She could have been attacked.
You think this is funny?
I can't. Oh, God, I can't breathe. Watch close. Rarely will you see a registered person make such a fool of himself.
You know what? Thanks a lot, Brian.
Anytime. Anytime. Are you beginning to see my problem? I know. I'm coming off as a less than sympathetic character. But bear with me. All the evidence isn't in you. Next, there was Henderson Pike.
Henderson Pike. What a great name.
Henderson Pike. Mr. Show Business.
Hendy was president of Drama Club.
Hendy, can you believe it? Hendy.
I was a sophomore and I tried out for a fall musical. Bye Bye Birdie. I got the part of Kim and Hendy got Birdie.
Hendy got Birdie.
And besides, Hendy always got the lead in the school plays. So I went out with him. He took me to the Colonial Theater in Boston to see a revival of A Chorus Line.
And I stayed up waiting in my driveway and blowing bubbles, waiting on Beth to get home.
Ryan, what are you doing?
I'm blowing bubbles in my driveway.
Why?
I always blow bubbles in my driveway.
At 1 o'clock in the morning?
Is it that late?
It's at least 1.
1:46.
Brian, what are you doing out here?
She had no idea I stayed up waiting for her.
You stayed up waiting for me to come home.
I did not.
Brian.
So much is going through my head right now. I mean, I want to ask her how her date with Henderson Pike went, but I want to cover myself.
Well, anyway, good night then.
Night. Oh, wait.
What?
Jerry said you were going to see A Chorus Line in Boston tonight
Yeah, I did.
with Henderson Pike.
Yes, with Henderson Pike. That's right.
And what did you learn from this experience?
Excuse me?
He treated you like dirt, right?
No.
No. So you're telling me you had an amazing time and you're gonna follow and support him in his quest for stardom?
What's the matter with you?
Where is he?
Who?
Andy. Henderson. The guy with the last name first.
He went home.
He tried something, didn't he?
I'm going inside.
No. He did, didn't he?
What difference does it make to you? Huh? They all try something, Brian. But I'm still here. I'm still Beth.
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, there it was, bozo. That was your chance. And all you had to do was come up with the right words and it would have been your turn to ride the Ferris wheel. It's what you're thinking, right? I'd really appreciate an answer. Go ahead. I can take it. That's what you were thinking, right? Oh, what do you know?
We will now have a 15-minute intermission.
Yeah, I've got one. Well, there's this one guy, queer as a $3 bill. Guy's father didn't know about his son, so he comes down to the basement one night. He's supposed to be out of town. Catches his son with another boy. So he starts beating him, and not like the slap kind, like the real kind. And the boyfriend says, "Stop! You're killing him!" And the son just yells, "Get out!" Eventually, the boyfriend just did. You know, forget it. I'm free now, right? I can meet the love of my life any second now. Things will be different now. That's good. I just need to meet a good guy.
I want to feel at ease when I go to school. I want to feel like I fit in. I'm never part of the action. I'm always on the outskirts looking in. I would like to be part of the action for once and not be so in my head. God, I hate being so shy. And I hate how everyone thinks they have me figured out. Like, I'm that girl to them. And there's no second chance at ever being included in something because I'm that girl. Girl who never goes parties because I'm never invited any. The girl who never talks to guys because guys don't talk to me. I want to change people's perspective of who I am. And I don't know how to make that work. It's like I'm there, but in a non-existent way. Does that make sense? I want to be a part of the crowd, but there seems like there's no room for me. It's like all the seats have been taken. It sucks.
You will let me take the car. I'm gonna be 16 in 2 weeks. Yeah, technically my learner's permit requires you in the car with me. And technically I have to wait 2 weeks to get my license, but you know I can drive. You told me I'm better than Mom. I can 3-point turn, parallel park, and I observe the traffic laws like it's a religion. So it's not like irresponsible for you to let me drive, because you know I'm awesome at it. God, this is so unfair. I hate you. You're gonna ruin me socially. The coolest girls in freshman year. The ones whose parents are probably making huge donations at Mom's gala tonight, who live in the massive houses on the hill and who won't talk to me. Yeah, they started talking to me because they needed a ride to the dance, and I'm like, I can take you. And they're like, you're 16? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, cool. And I've been eating lunch with them every day since, and they're all so excited. It was well thought out. You and Mom were supposed to be at her benefit thing gala tonight. You weren't supposed to have a stupid fever and be stuck at home all day. If I let them down, if I don't get into the car right now and go pick them up and go take them to the dance, I'm dead. Or I might as well be. They will make it their life's work to ruin me. I will be marked, mocked, and shunned. My entire high school experience will become hell. I am not being dramatic. I'm being accurate, Dad. This is how things go. So I'm begging you, just please, go to sleep. You have a fever, you know. Just go to sleep now, and I'll be here when you wake up in exactly 3 hours, when Mom gets home. Please, Dad. My life depends on it.
Hi, my name is Zachary Tribbett. I'm a junior, and I will be performing A Sense of Belonging. I want to feel at ease when I go to school. I want to feel like I fit in. I'm never part of the in crowd. I'm always on the outskirts looking in. I want to be a part of the action for once and not be so in my head. God, I hate being so shy. And I hate how everybody seems to think they have me figured out, like I'm that person to them. But there's no second chance at ever being included in anything because I'm that person. The person who doesn't go to parties because I'm never invited to any. Or the person who doesn't talk to people because people don't talk to me. I want to change people's perspective of who I am, and I don't know how to make that work. It's like I'm there, but non-existent in a way. It would just be nice to be involved with everybody else. But it feels like there's no room for me. Like all the seats have already been taken. It sucks. Scene.
You see, this here is one of those things that never ends up on those whiny afternoon talk shows. It's like you watch those shows and a guy comes up on the screen and underneath his face it says, Ronald wears his wife's bowling shoes. Or, Bill, transvestite mailman. There'd be no interest in a show about me. See, my face would come up and underneath it would say, Brian Wuss. Who's gonna watch that? Well, that's when we triple. Triple dating is like double dating, but with referees. Beth and Hendy, Jerry and Regina D'Amato, and me with Regina's best friend, Noah. Jerry talked me into it because it took him several weeks to even get Regina to go out with him, and she still wouldn't go without Noah. I didn't mind that much. Jerry had 4 tickets to this experimental theater production in Cambridge. The theater was this overhauled bocce ball court with wooden benches all lined up on a floor that had been spat on far too many times. And I sat through most of the show trying to come up with a way to impress Beth, even though I was out with Noah. I thought I came up with something, but I was mistaken.
Diane, you won't believe what I'm about to tell you.
Beth was impressed, all right.
It all just started after the curtain call.
Jerry said that she repeated that story on the phone the next day 32 times.
Brian stands up. Brian Dowd. Oh, you know him, right?
32 times.
Dowd. He lives next door to me. Oh, come on, yes you do. D-O-W-D. Dowd, yeah, that's right.
32 times.
Yeah, howdy dowdy, that's the one.
Well, I thought that this dentist guy looked familiar. That's what got me in trouble.
Anyway, the show's over and there was a polite applause, you know, but Brian stands right up.
I was positive.
Yes, he was standing on the bench.
I was dead certain.
And everybody just stops and looks at him.
That this dentist guy was the local Ronald McDonald.
So he's standing up there with this crazy grin on his face.
See, I'd seen him at a couple of supermarket openings and church bazaars. And he always had the same goofy smile and Bing Crosby ears.
And everyone just stops clapping.
I thought he'd have a sense of humor.
So Brian screams out at the top of his little lungs, "Quarter pounder, fries, and a Coke! Ronnie, baby, you deserve a break today!"
I thought I'd get a laugh.
Yes.
And I thought that if everybody would acknowledge the guy, they would catch the McDonald land spirit.
He thought Dennis was Ronald McDonald.
Dennis wasn't amused.
Dennis just stopped. Cold.
Sensed trouble.
Yes.
The deathly silence was a clear giveaway.
And Dennis says, "Well, Shorty, I get the impression you'd like to participate."
He called me Shorty.
So he called Brian up to the stage.
I was standing on a bench.
And Brian started walking to the door.
I had a craving for the delicious, greasy soda of the Cambridge evening air.
And then the most unbelievable thing happened.
The crowd turned against me.
The whole audience ran after him and stopped him at the door.
Even Nola.
They got him back on stage.
Especially Nola.
I mean, it was like mob rule.
She was yanking me by the ears saying, "Okay, hotshot, put your money where your mouth is."
So they got him back on stage.
And I was face to face with the teenage Jesuit soothsayer.
And Dennis made Brian sit down on the stage floor in a yoga position.
And the whole audience was chanting, "Yoga! Yoga!" And Nola was leading him on a trash barrel.
Oh, Diane, Brian was so cute. I mean, you could tell he just wanted to go run away and hide, but at this point, the whole audience had surrounded the stage, holding hands, chanting McDonald's theme song. So he took it like a brave little soldier. It was so precious.
Felt like such a jerk.
Then Dennis made like he was going into a trance.
And like, out of the blue, he asks me to describe the girl of my dreams.
Dennis says, "Come on, Shorty. Weenies like you always have a fantasy woman. Tell us about yours and we'll let you go."
What am I supposed to do? My fantasy woman is holding hands and breathing down my neck with everybody else. And if I describe her, she'd be humiliated, Regina will be embarrassed, Jerry will laugh, and Nola will be annoyed.
I mean, I never seen anyone blush like that before. It looked like he just stuck his head into a microwave or something.
And I had to think
And
fast.
his eyes were bulging open. Definitely Bambi in headlights.
So I told him I was a priest. And as a holy man, I didn't have time for lay fantasies, as it were.
Jerry exploded laughing, so nobody believed him.
The audience is closing in on me.
So he yells for help.
Help!
He tries to stand up.
And Nola throws her backpack at me and I land flat on my face.
And I try to get to him, but I can't get through the crowd.
And all of a sudden, Nola heard the whole audience to a wall over by the men's room.
So I see an opening, and I tell Regina and Jerry to go start the car.
Dennis is gone and I stand up. And the first face I see is Jerry Finnegan's sister.
He was so cute.
So pissed.
Anyway, that's what happened. I hope he gets over it soon, you know. I kind of feel sorry for him, but he was just so cute.
I never really got over that day. Regina never went out with Jerry again, and Nola kept calling me because she claimed to have the time of her life. But I didn't want to be responsible for coming up with that kind of performance on a regular basis. So I told her to look up Dennis. Dennis was the local Ronald McDonald. He just didn't want to acknowledge his other life when he was acting in Cambridge. Then there was the prom. I shouldn't have gone to my prom. I meet a lot of people now. Older people in their 30s and 40s. And they tell me that they didn't go to their prom. So I could have skipped mine and gotten away with it. But I just thought it was something that you had to do. Like if you didn't go, you'd never be able to hear a cheesy love song without feeling like such a loser.
Are you going to your prom?
Oh, I haven't given it much thought.
Well, do you have somebody to go with?
Well, that's the part I haven't given much thought to.
Take Hetty Swenson.
Why?
And because nobody's asked her.
She's dense.
She really wants to go.
She's as dense as they come.
She's a really nice girl.
And they come pretty dense.
Brian.
She's not that dense anymore. Incidentally, but I'll get to that in a couple minutes.
The Brian Dowd I know wouldn't discriminate because of an IQ.
Maybe you don't know the Brian Dowd you know.
Are you going to your prom or not?
I guess.
Well, do you have somebody to go with?
Not yet.
Is there anybody in particular you'd like to ask?
I saw an opening. Yes.
Who?
You wouldn't believe who.
Try me.
It's somebody very close to you.
Really?
Really?
So tell me, who?
My whole life flashed before my eyes.
Brian?
In 3 seconds it took, and that included the good parts.
Brian, why are you looking at me like that?
Was I actually gonna say it?
You weren't gonna ask me, were you?
Nope, no!
No,
What, are you nuts?
I mean, I didn't think so. I mean, I'm going anyway, but...
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Who with?
Armin Jones.
Armin Jones. President of the Camera Club?
That's the one. He's gonna take Polaroid to the buffet table, so when I'm prom chairman next year, I won't repeat any of the dips.
Oh.
So, who are you gonna take?
Heidi Swenson.
You were gonna ask Heidi all along?
I'm a sly little devil.
You're such a sweetie. I'll see you there then.
Heidi just got a scholarship to grad school. Geology. Harvard. She wasn't much fun at the prom, though. Beth and Armin didn't work out, by the way. I think it was something he tried to do with her once in the darkroom. She would never really talk to me about it, but I'm pretty sure nothing ever developed between them. No? Sorry.
Hey Jerry, how's it going? Oh, how'd you do on the finals? It's great. So, how's Brian doing? What's he up to? Really? You're kidding?
Jerry and I both got into UConn on track scholarships. I won the first 3 cross-country races my freshman year. I love cross-country. Lots of wood, lots of sweat, lots of time to ruminate.
You're not gonna believe it. Michael and Medalia. I told you wouldn't believe it. Yeah, we've been going out together for 3 weeks now.
Michael Amendalia was president of the future Leg Breakers of America. He was taking Beth to their senior prom. And when Jerry told me that, I beat the school record for the 5-mile run against BC the next day. When I came home that summer, I ran into Beth at the mall.
Brian, welcome back.
Say it isn't so, Beth.
It isn't so, Beth.
Don't do that.
Okay. So, you want to cross-examine me about Mike and Medalia now, is it?
Oh God, she's calling him Mike.
What do you want to know?
Nothing. I swear to God, don't tell me. And if I get subpoenaed, I won't have to lie on the witness.
Mike has been treating me very well.
Have you met his family?
His family?
The uncles. Lefty, Knuckles, Louie the knee man.
You don't really believe all that stuff, do you?
No, of course not. Does he make you start his car before he even gets in it?
You're not gonna be sensible.
Mike Amendalia.
Brian!
What?
Is there something you want to tell me?
Like what?
I don't know. I mean, for my whole life, I feel like every time that you and I had a conversation, the words coming out of your mouth have nothing to do with what's going on through your head.
Oh.
So, just talk to me, okay? Just talk.
So, you all set for a state?
I think so. I wish I had the money to go somewhere a little bit more respectable, but state will be okay for a couple years. See?
See?
See? You asked me a normal question. I gave you a normal answer. It can be done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try again.
Another question?
Yeah.
Decide what you'll major in?
I don't have to declare right away, but I was thinking maybe political science.
Political science. Publican!
Try again.
Again?
Yeah.
Is Mike going to state too?
I don't believe it.
What?
You can't do it.
Do what?
You can't talk to me unless it has something to do with one of my boyfriends.
That's not true.
It is. It is. I mean, think back. Think back over my entire life whenever you and I had a conversation that didn't end up being written down, analysis of my dating life. Well, never. That's when, never. You know what? I'll see you around, howdy dowdy.
That was it. That was the time I came this close to hating Jerry Finnegan's sister. But when I really thought about it, I realized that I loved Jerry Finnegan's sister. Jerry. Well, Jerry's a guy. A good guy to have as a best friend. I knew we were meant to be buddies for life. Because we did everything together. I knew Jerry, Jerry knew me. Inside and out. But here's the kicker. As much as I trusted him, I could not, for the life of me, tell him how I felt about his sister. She's his sister, for crying out loud. So, never said anything to him about her. When I came home for Christmas, Beth wasn't there. She was spending the holidays in California with the family of some guy she met at a National Student Government Convention in New York. She was president of her freshman class, and Jerry said her acceptance speech was a classic of its kind.
Is this or is this not far out? I mean, you've elected me president. Can you believe it? Well, of course you can. I mean, you did this. This is great, you know. I've never been in charge of anything before in my life, but now I'm in charge of you. Can you believe it? So, if you have anything substantial that you want me to do, just give me a buzz because I'm your class president. Can you believe it?
She got a standing ovation. Jerry and I kind of parted ways my junior year. He fell in love and took his innermost secrets elsewhere. I understood. And then that's where things stood last night when he called to tell me that Beth was going to get married. See, we'd hardly spoken since the big confrontation a few years earlier, and when we did, it was either just to say hello or expound on the weather. I made damn sure I didn't make any comments on her boyfriend. So all day today, I've tried to come up with the words in my brain. And now the words are there, and then they have to get to her. And I have to do it by phone because I can't say what I have to say to her face.
Hello?
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 Brian?
Hello?
Jerry isn't home right now.
Oh, he isn't?
No, he's in Fitchburg to visit Eileen.
Eileen, the girlfriend?
Eileen, the girlfriend, yes.
Oh,
I can tell him you called, though.
thanks. Oh, wait!
Hello?
Hello?
Did you say wait?
Yes, I did. Well,
I'm waiting.
well, I sort of called to talk to you.
Oh,
Yeah, Jerry called me last night
yeah?
at midnight.
If you want me to get my mother to yell at him, I will.
No. He called to tell me something about you.
What?
Yeah, he said you were going to do something.
Well, did he by any chance get a little bit more specific than that? Or?
He said that you were going to get married.
Oh,
And he called me up to tell me.
well, you are his closest friend after all.
One of them, anyway.
Did you call me up to congratulate me?
Should I?
It depends. Do you want to congratulate me?
It depends. Are you happy?
About getting married?
Yeah.
I mean, I think any girl would be happy about getting married.
Yeah, but are you?
Brian, let me ask you something.
Why?
Just as a point of interest.
Fine, but keep it simple. Can't take anything too complicated right now.
Okay. Did Jerry happen to mention who it is I'm marrying?
Who?
Who?
No.
Okay. And did you happen to ask Jerry who it is I'm marrying?
No.
So you weren't curious at all?
I thought it was the beach guy.
Who?
The one from California with the tan and the Alfa Romeo. Visited here last summer.
Oh, we broke up months ago.
Oh. Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
And you're telling me that there's already some other guy you're gonna get married to?
Brian, there is no other guy.
What is there then?
I'm not getting married.
But Jerry said...
Jerry cares very much about you, okay? And he knows you really well, too.
Yeah, but...
I think this is it, fella.
This is it?
I think your best friend has set you up. And I think this is your chance. and I think you better grab it.
So Jerry lied to me
To
too.
get you to call me. Yes.
And he thought that if I was mad enough, I would tell you.
Finally tell me.
Finally tell you.
Say it, Brian, say it.
This isn't like in The High and the Mighty with John Wayne, the point of no return. The time has come to ask the question that I phrased and rephrased in my mind like a million times. The question I know that will trigger a turning point in my life. The hardest question ever asked since the dawn of time. And I know that when I ask this question, the answer will come that will seal my fate. Talk about crucial. Talk about momentous. Will you go out with me sometime?
Sure.
Talk about easy.
When?
Oh, let me think about it. This isn't something that you just jump right into, you know?
Why not?
Well, because it's too important.
No. See, that's the problem. I mean, that's been the problem all along, Brian. This is a simple little thing. You know, guys and girls going out with each other. It's no big deal.
No?
No, let's just go someplace nice and just talk.
Talk?
Yes, talk.
Okay.
Okay, well, how about tonight?
Tonight is fine.
Time?
Give me 3:15.
Not the time now, Brian. What time do you want to go out tonight?
Oh, how about 6?
6 is fine. Meet you in the driveway?
Meet you in the driveway. Fine.
Bye.
Bye. But it isn't fine. It isn't fine at all. 10 years of anticipation cannot be quelled by one meet you in the driveway. It is important. It is a big deal. I found the words to get the job done, but I am not finished. I found the words, but that's all I found. I will not be finished until I say what I need to say to her face, and I can't wait till 6 o'clock.
Hello?
Meet me in the driveway.
Brian?
Meet me in the driveway.
Yeah, we already discussed
No,
that.
now. Meet me in the driveway.
Now?
Now.
Okay, I'm here.
Atmosphere is important. I need atmosphere. I need ambiance. I need a soundtrack.
Brian?
Great!
You are so weird.
Grandpa, don't fail me now!
What?
There. Good.
Brian, what are you doing?
Stanley Trzynski. Martin Perlmutter.
Oh my gosh.
Henderson Pike. Armin Jones. Michael Amendalia.
I thought you were over all this.
What was his name again? The beach guy?
Eric Fellini.
Eric Fellini. And sundry others.
Nothing has changed, has it?
Everything has changed.
Huh?
Everything has changed.
Okay.
I am important. We are important.
Brian.
Beth, will you go out with me sometime?
Yeah, I already said I would.
Beth, will you go out with me sometime?
You mean sometime other than tonight, or?
Beth, will you go out with me sometime?
Oh, yes, I will.
I did it.
You asked me to my face.
And you answered me to mine.
Yeah.
And I'm still here. Still Brian.
It looks that way.
You said yes.
I said yes.
So, it is important.
I guess it is important.
Meet you at 6.
Meet you at 6.
Well, that's it. You can go home now.
Hi, my name is Alex Rodriguez, and I will be in the fall play this year. I think it's very important to be in the fall play or just any like theater-wise activities, because it's a good way to express how you feel. It's a good way to express your emotions. It's a very good way to distract yourself also, especially around like these days with COVID, and it's very complicated, it's very stressful, and I think the theater activities and such as fall play or musical, stuff like that, it's very calming and distracting in a good way. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Leona Martinez. I'm a freshman at Eisenhower, and the reason why I believe it is important to be a part of drama club and fall play during a pandemic is because being a part of this group has, like, in my head, has pretty much made me feel like we've been back to normal, because being at home all day and on Zoom, it really puts a dent in your day. And I feel like being able to join these Zooms at the end of the day or ending the day at the school can really change the mood in my day, as well as meeting new friendships and taking opportunities that I've never been given, as well as meeting people and having them explain to us why it's important to be in drama. I feel like that was very important to me as well. I also want to thank Ms. Klitzik and Ms. Ferreira for taking the time out of their day to work with us, and that's why I think it's important.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Zaragoza. I am a sophomore this year, and participating in the play during this pandemic has been important to me because it is helping me gain a normal high school experience, even though we're going through a very tough time right now. It's also helping me gain experience for my future career path.
Being in drama club has been really important during the pandemic because, personally, and I know for a lot of other people, especially being young, it's like being in your head a lot. Every little thing causes like an eruption, and how you can express those emotions is through art and creativity and sports and things like that. And how that's how I feel like I can take out my emotions, and that's why it's very important to me.
Hi, my name is Zachary Trubit. Working with the play and working with Drama Club has been a really nice experience, especially during this pandemic. It's just been a way where I know I could be happy because I could be myself around everybody else. And it's just been really nice working with monologues and, working on our acting and giving us better experience. Drama Club has really been giving me a lot of good new memories, and I wouldn't trade them for the world. It's been a really nice experience, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Hi, my name is Jackson Bluen. I'm a sophomore at Eisenhower, and being a part of the fall play is important to me. It gives me like a sense of like community, and like it's a place where I have something in common with a lot of people. So it's a good place to find friends and people that you get along with. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Sarah Martin, and I'm a senior this year. And being able to perform the fall play and being involved in drama club during this time has been really important to me since it is my last year here. And I've done both the fall play and drama club ever since I was a freshman. So it's nice having one last performance before I go off and graduate. And I just really want to thank the administration again for letting us do this and perform a piece during all this. It really means a lot to us, so thank you.
Hi, I'm Magla Martinez and I am a junior, and I have been a part of fall play and drama club since I was a freshman. And I just wanted to say the reasons why doing this is all important to me. And first and foremost, I just want to thank all the administration and the staff at Eisenhower for just allowing us to even do this, because during this time, it's just very crazy to think that you can create art and you could perform and be yourself. And that is just pretty much the reason why I love doing this. I get to be myself. It makes me happy. It makes me want to get out of the house when I don't really want to get out of the house. So just, again, thank you so much, and yeah.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming tonight. I also wanted to share my appreciation for not only administration for letting me direct a play during a pandemic, but also for the kids who took this journey with me. Exactly 1 year ago next week, we were told that we had to cancel rehearsal, and I had my last rehearsal of Newsies with the kids in the PAC, never knowing that that would be the last time I would see them or that we would work on that show. And looking back, I wish I would have known so I could have held on to that moment a little longer. So 2 weeks ago, when we were able to meet in person again and I saw the kids in person for the first time, I sat there and I almost started to cry because it felt so great to be in the theater and to be creating art. And just like the kids, I want everyone to know how important it was for me to create art during this past year, because it was challenging for teachers too. There were so many days that I came into my classroom and I taught by myself. And anyone that knows me knows that I just talked to everyone, and it was very odd being in the building and not seeing anyone. But I knew I would see my play kids after school on Zoom, and they would be there and they would want to work. And we did so many things that we never would have thought of doing. So instead of being depressed about being on Zoom and being in a pandemic, I wanted to find things that we never had time for before, because I couldn't take them to see theater. So now I brought in guest speakers to educate them on different elements of acting and creating. And we had voiceover artists and directors and writers and professional actors, and they came in and talked to the kids. We started collaborating with Northlight Theater, and they're producing a production that's all digital for you in the next couple of weeks, talking about social issues that matter them. These are things we never had time for before because we were so busy always putting on a show. We put on a show where we met in person for only 9 days, and we put on a beautiful show that brings me such joy when I see it, because despite the times we're living in, the kids are performing with masks, and half the time I forgot they were even wearing them. So thank you. Thank you to the kids for giving me so much joy during the last few months that it almost felt normal. Thank you to the administration for letting us still create art, because art is beautiful and it fills everyone with joy, and it makes things seem a little less scary in the world today. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for letting me perform with your students and your children and just letting us create together every day. This has been a magical experience and one I'll never forget because we became a family first through Zoom. And some of the students I've never seen in person this year. And I miss them. And I miss them terribly, but we're still together. So thank you. And thank you for coming tonight. Hi everyone. Man, I got way more emotional during that than I thought I would. I just want to take a minute. Normally this is where I honor my senior, but there are a couple of people I just want to thank first. First and foremost, I'm not sure any of you know how hard Dr. Baker fought for us to be able to perform again in the theater and to be a part of this, and I really just want to thank him personally. And also congratulate him because he successfully defended his dissertation just, 2 days ago, and is officially Dr. Baker, so that's the first time. I have to say that during the times of when I direct a play, he puts up with a lot, because I can get very anxious about the production, so I'm constantly shooting him messages, and he always puts up with me, and every week I'd be like, can we come yet? Can we start? Can we start the play? Can we meet in person? And I would badger him all the time, and he really, really fought for us, and I'm so appreciative, and I know the kids are, which is what gave me the idea to have them thank everyone, because I guess after 9 years of directing plays here, I kind of took it for granted that I got to come in every day and work with kids and create something beautiful, and then when it was gone, I remember Miss Jacqueline and I talked about how we don't think we'll ever be able to direct Newsies again, because it just kind of left a hole in our heart that never got to be fulfilled. So I was 9 months pregnant sitting at home going, oh my gosh, like I miss theater. And not knowing if we were going to able to have a chance to come back together. These 11 kids mean so much to me. And normally I'm used to working with so many more, but these 11 kids in September joined me on a journey when they did not know if we could have a show, when we were gonna have a show, if we had to do it online. They knew nothing. And I think my proudest moment is not one of them quit. So we all stuck together and we waited and we waited and we waited for the opportunity to be able to perform in person. That's what I wanted. I wanted your kids to be able to have their family here. I didn't care about any, I love that everybody else can see it. And I love that we're live streaming. But I wanted these kids' families to be here. And I'm so glad we waited, because it went from like the fall play in November to we're gonna do the winter play in January, to now it's really nice outside. So I think we'll just call it the spring play because it's March. And so we just kind of waited, and I just, again, want to thank you, Dr. Baker, for everything that you do for us to keep this program going. The second person I would really, the second person I would really like to thank is Ms. Ferreira, because this was quite a beast this year with having some kids in person, some kids on Zoom, and being in breakout rooms, and these kids are doing monologues, and I was working with Maglio and Sarah. So without her, this would not have been possible. So I very much, I know she's up there, but I have a little something for you. And it means a lot to me knowing that 9 years ago, my first year here, she was in my show. Is that crazy, right? 9 years ago, and it makes me feel like we are building a community, because kids come back, right? And they come back and they help the kids now, and that is what I want to build. I want to build a family of community of artists that come back and share their experiences with each other. And so thank you, Vivian. She still calls me Miss R, which is crazy, no, because that was so many years ago. So every time she calls me that, I kind of turn around and I'm like, oh yeah, I am getting old. She's known me a really long time, before I had kids and before I was married. That seems like eons ago. So thank you, Vivian. I will leave that for you, because she's running late, so she can't come down here. So thank you. I have one senior this year. If I'm completely transparent and honest, every day that I fought for this show to happen was because of her. Because she's been with me for 4 years, and I couldn't let her graduate without having her moment. She was in the musical last year and it got canceled. And I felt like I didn't have a chance to honor the seniors last year because we never came back. But I could do that with her. So I was determined to give her that moment because she's an amazing human who is capable of so much. And I think the best part of my job is that I get to see these kids grow. When she was so scared as a freshman and kept messing up her line. Did you guys see how many lines she had tonight? I mean, it's crazy to see the growth from a 14-year-old freshman to someone who's about to go out and conquer the world, which I have no doubt that she will do. I'm incredibly proud of her, and she deserves this moment. And I'm so glad that we are able to give it to her. So if Sarah could come out. You're welcome. Thank you so much for coming.
We just wanted to thank, again, everybody. You don't really see everybody behind the scenes, but we just wanted to thank, take 2 minutes and just thank everybody. So if you want to bring up, hey. You guys want to come down right now because I know you guys are up there. But we just want to thank Miss Pintor, who was doing like the lights and the sound and everything like that. Vivian, or Miss Ferreira, as some of you may know. Who helped with the monologues and everything, Mr. K, who did the mics, and Angel, who helped with the live streaming and everything. And then Ms. Kledzik, again, we just want to thank you for fighting so hard to let us do this. Yes. So we really appreciate you, and then this is for you, by the way. No problem. So thank you again for coming, we appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great night.